incredible sheet pan pizza coming right up on Weekend at the Cottage. Welcome to Weekend at the Cottage. I'm Nick Manojlovic. Today I'm going to show you how to make really easy sheet pan pizza. Before that, an invitation, please subscribe to our website. Also, a reminder, subscribe to our YouTube channel, drop us comments, click for notifications, and then finally a request. Keep the conversation going on one or more of our social media platforms, Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. This is so delicious. We just had to share this recipe with you. We're making a sheet pan pizza. I want you to think of this kind of like as a make-ahead meal, sort of. I want you to think of this as really easy to prepare, absolutely. When you go to make this at home, you're gonna need a couple of key ingredients. The first is all about the pizza dough. Thankfully, this pizza involves a store-bought dough. Head to your local supermarket. They have all kinds of pizza dough. Standard white, pretty good. Whole wheat, for me, I love that nutty flavor. You can also get a gluten-free pizza dough now, so virtually any pizza dough will work for the recipe. Once your pizza dough is at room temperature, we are onto a rectangular baking sheet, little bit of olive oil on the pan, rub it in with a paper towel. And then for your pizza dough, I put a little bit of flour out on the work surface, roll it out to that rectangular shape, and then transfer it in. The objective here is rustic. This doesn't need to be perfect. We're not doing fancy crusts. Just unroll your pizza dough onto the sheet. Very important, a process called docking. We take our fork and we're going to kind of like pluck the top of the pizza dough. This prevents it from going up like this when you place it in the oven. So we dock our dough and then it's time for an original pizza sauce. For the pizza sauce, we're taking a bulb of garlic, trim off the top, little bit of oil and pepper. If you'd like to know how to make a roasted bulb of garlic, head to Weekend at the Cottage. A complete recipe is there for you to reference. I have our roasted bulb of garlic. When you open it up, watch, squeeze this. It's so beautiful. It removes all the pungent flavor. You're left with a nutty flavor of garlic into a canister for a hand wand. I'm adding about half a cup of grated grana padano or Parmesan cheese. Last ingredient, about half a teaspoon of chili flakes. This will give our pizza sauce a nice spiciness. Next thing is an extra virgin olive oil, about a quarter of a cup. Add that in, take your hand wand, and we're gonna process to make a fine puree. Once you're at a nice consistency, last thing, do a taste test, add a bit of kosher salt, and then whip it up again. You're ready to go. Transfer it into a bowl. You'll need a pastry brush. Now it's time to add the toppings to the pizza. Not traditional toppings. I'm gonna ask you to push the envelope a little bit, but boy, are these flavors remarkable. It is referred to as Italian broccoli, a little bit bitter. We're talking about rapini. Rapini is a wonderful vegetable. You can use the bud, you can use the leaves, you can use the stems. I kind of trim off the tops, rough chop them, and then any leftover stems, I usually put them into a stock. I then sprinkle generous, nice and high portion of rapini across the top of the crust. Now you get to pick your favorite mushrooms. I'm using button mushrooms, thinly sliced. They get sprinkled on. Look at how beautiful they look. What would a pizza be without cheese? I'm adding a grated Fontina cheese. Fontina is a beautiful Italian cheese, unpasteurized milk. It has a nutty flavor, almost a bit of a mushroom, kind of like a truffle flavor to it. I've grated it, and be generous with this. You're probably looking at about 2 cups of grated cheese on the top of our pizza. Last thing, it's a bit of an extravagance, pancetta. Slice it up, chop it up, and then sprinkle the pancetta. The order of those ingredients is important. The rapini will wilt, the mushrooms will wilt, cheese will melt, and because the pancetta is the last thing on top, it's gonna crisp up in our oven. We're gonna do a little bit of black pepper before it goes into a 450-degree oven. We're going to bake our pizza for exactly 20 minutes. At that 20-minute mark, it's bubbly, it's gorgeous. Bring it out of the oven, give it a few moments to cool, and then you have a pizza cutter. You can use a knife as well. When you draw your pizza cutter through, it goes through with no problems. You may need just to kind of trim that little edge before we take our lifter, and then look at this. Look at that gooey, gorgeous cheese. A couple pieces of pizza come out, no problem. I'm ready to enjoy. Looks kind of flat to me, but taste is huge. Taste is fantastic. Whole wheat dough, rapini. I'm loving the mushroom flavor, and then the Fontina cheese and these little crunchy bits of pancetta. Hey, who's hungry out there? I know you are. After you enjoy this fabulous pizza, all you gotta do, come on back and hang out with Weekend at the Cottage again soon. Thanks so much. Take care. We'll see you again.